Hey everybody, it's Regina from Eat Travel Life. We are looking at the 2019 Dodge Durango today. I'm going to take you a tour of the vehicle and show you a little bit about what I have experienced with it and some of the cool features. I think any mom would be happy to drive this vehicle. It seats, how many does it seat? Oh my gosh, you make me, why do I do that to myself? It seats 7 people easily, with some nice captain chairs in the front and second row, and the second and third rows do fold down. So let's take a look at it and let me show you some of the things that I've found in the car. Okay, so I am sitting in the second row seating, and there's a DVD player that you can pull down or pull up to watch movies. And looks like we've got the headphones as well to watch that. One thing I'm really impressed about with this, having kids, and you know, I'm hot, I'm cold, I like that they have their own vents here that they can control that for each person here. They also have heated seats. Did you see this? Heated seats. And this, they can actually plug something in. Look, plug it in. Oh my gosh, they can like leave me alone and do their own thing. It's important when you have teenagers. There are their own cup holders here, which is nice. And in the, looks like even in the door it'll hold one as well. And there's more speakers here. And look, they've got their own console. Oh, and another 12 volt. Oh my gosh. There in USB, there is just so many USBs in here. And I noticed that this here has 2 flippers. If I can get it there. So they can store their own private stuff. This folds down nice too. Now I'll show you. Look at, there's even vents up here and lighting. Not just for the second row, but if we turn, you can also see that for the third row. That's pretty awesome. You can see that the seats have folded down pretty flat. Yeah, they do fold down pretty flat here for the third row, which is nice, especially if you're hauling big items. So wonderful. And this is what it looks like. You can easily see out here. One of the things I found when I'm driving, and I don't know if it's because I'm short, this pillar here on the passenger side seems to be a little big for me. But that's one of the only things I would like to see is bigger windows in it. I've not had any problems driving it. It's been really easy to drive. Though it sounds like a truck, it's very much like a big SUV. So let me tell you a little bit more about the 2019 Dodge Durango. One of the things that's kind of cool about it is when you want to start the vehicle, you have to put your foot on the brake and then you press this button. You do the same thing to turn it off as well, which is kind of cool. And I just want to turn it on and let you hear the sound of the engine. Oh, but let me show you too. The brake pedal and the gas pedal, look at them, they're actually made out of metal. That's pretty cool. And I'll go over this too before I turn it on. This is for if you're towing. If you can see on there, it's got a little trailer. So normally when you have you're towing something, you have to have a brake for the trailer itself. It's already included on this, which is kind of cool. So I put my foot on the brake and I push the button. And I don't know if you can hear, besides the dinging, the hum of the engine. Now this sounds very much like a truck, but it rides like an SUV. Now the mom in me really loves this because it's got everything here that I can need to navigate through, and I'll show you some of the stuff in here. The radio, your heat, browsing, and then the temperature on, it's climate control on either side for the driver or the passenger. I have not learned everything in here, but let me show you some other things in here. It does have 2 places where you can put your USB. It's got an aux cord, so you can listen to the phone. It's also got, if you wanted to put your power in there and charge something, you can do that as well. It's got 2 coffee cup holders or drink carriers, a place for your change, and this comes with a DVD in the back. I didn't we'll look at that in a minute, but the place for the DVD to go to goes here. It's got another cord, which is nice for 12 volt, and this, look at this stitching on the console. Isn't that just beautiful? There's a lot of details in here. One thing that I also want to point out is the controls for the volume for the DVD for the second row. There are 3 rows in here, so that is on the back of both the driver and the passenger side in the front. And you see the seat belt there in the beautiful red. It's a nice detail. This does come with a, if I'm going to say this right, Harman Kardon stereo, so it's really nice to listen to and to music. And then that stitching goes all along on the dash as well, which is really nice. On the steering wheel itself, there are a lot of controls here, and I'm still learning them, but you've got your cruise. You can turn that on, so, and set reduce and increase the speed, resume and cancel. I haven't learned what these ones here do yet. The if you're using the phone, you hands-free, you can pick it up and hang up, and this goes through your this here will show up here. If you can change things on here, and there's a whole menu. I don't know if you see it's moving here. You can go through it and see different things, and it is pretty easy to read when you're driving, as far as looking at the gauges and what's going on. I tend not to play with things while I'm trying to drive, so that I'm not distracted. It does, one thing, we have checked out the phone on here, and there is a phone button, and you can add favorite contacts, go to your recent, use a keypad, check your messages. I don't necessarily play with the message part of it, but what I found really nice was, let me try not to pan too fast here. On the ceiling, there is a speaker, I'm gonna guess in the sound, so that it catches both here. But there's also one on the passenger side. So my daughter and I were driving around, and we were talking on the phone, and the people could hear her just as well as me. Where normally there's only one speaker in our vehicle, so it's kind of hard to hear when the kids are talking. Now this does come with a sunroof. Let me try to show you that. And the controls are up here, and it was raining yesterday. We were trying to see what it does, but it's very easy to use and not really loud. And look, you see up there? That looks like a bug guard of some sort to keep debris from getting into your car. Now that's pretty cool. I have not seen one of those before. And I'm gonna close it. And it closed back up. Now, I like having this open because it allows a lot of sun to come in, and it's in Michigan, it's very gray but right now, but you can close it completely if you didn't want to get that the sun beaming in. If it was a nice sunny day, which are few and far between right now here in Michigan. Let me walk you around the car too. Let me just turn her off. One of the things that's nice, it does come with a remote. Let me show you before I go out. So this remote could unlock and lock. Can you see that? Make it so you can see it. You can also, you hit twice to open the trunk, and you hit twice to auto start it if you're not in it. Oh, I want it before. Let's show you also all of this, some of this stuff in here. My husband and I were looking at this yesterday. The user guide. So normally you get a user manual when you buy the vehicle. It actually comes in here. And so you can look through it. Uh-oh, it went off. Let's turn it back on. There. So you can see the user guide in the actual car and look at it and get different information, which is kind of nice. Not having to, I like to actually look at the paper copy because I didn't have my glasses on and it was a little bit harder to see. It does have a Wi-Fi hotspot, which is pretty awesome, but there's a lot of different things in here that you can manage, and one of them, it does come with heated seats and cooled seats, so you can manage that to automatically turn on when you get in your vehicle. And it has a heated steering wheel, and right now it was kind of warm yesterday, so I didn't want it, so I turned it off, but now I've turned it back on because it's nice to have. It's been 32 degrees here, but lots of different things in here that you can go into. I think he went into settings and he was looking a lot of things you can change. He went into something and we were able to see the it has a rear view when you back up, you can see your camera, you can see the camera. Now, I don't have the vehicle on right now, but when we were driving, he was able to press the backup camera and actually see what was in the back of the vehicle. Now, that's not necessarily important when you just drive around day to day, but if you're hauling something and you want to make sure that hitch is connected and you're maybe in a bumpy road, that's really helpful to see and know what's going on there. So I think that's important. Because this thing can haul stuff for sure. The dashboard here, you can see it's a nice balmy 32 degrees today in Michigan. It's got lots of the controls that you like on your steering wheel for easy access. One of the things I learned is it has these shifting paddles here, so you can manually shift your engine if you want to. I'm not brave enough to do that. It's got the controls on the door, so you can lock your doors or unlock your doors, lock the windows so the kids don't move the windows up and down. And it's got a significant amount of different things that you can do in here. You can, your climate, you can go in here and say, oh, turn my heated seats on high, or I want them to be vented. Heat my steering wheel, which is really good when it's cold out, and you can do that for your passenger and driver side. The second row seating does have heated seats as well. It's pretty awesome. You can play the media if you have that in. The radio, it's got Sirius and your AM FM, and I like to put in a USB sometimes and listen to music as well. You can put your phone in, you can do navigation. It's got the backup camera. See, you can see the backup camera. You can actually and I like, watch when I turn the tire, I'm turning my steering wheel, it's actually telling me where I'm going to go with it if I turn the steering wheel a certain way. So I kind of like that. It's helped me in doing some parallel parking that I've done today, because that's always seems to be difficult. I don't enjoy that. It's got it's got a sunroof, so it's got the buttons here that helps you open and close that, and you can also turn the lights on and open your hatch. And one thing I found, it's very, I wouldn't call it furry, but it's very comfort velvety feel on the the roof and the visors. It's got speakers on both sides, passenger and driver, so when you're talking, the person on the phone can actually hear you. It's got the hang-on bar, we'll call it that. Beautiful seat belts, and look at the way that the seats are done. Very beautiful stitching on them. You can see that it's done on the entire seat, and you feel that flow also on the doors, and they carry it onto the dash as well. And then you can even see it's not in white, but it's a black. It's just very beautifully done. It's very elegant. These, it's kicking out some good heat. But it's SRT, and let's see if we can screen off, get out of there. What else did I want to show you? There is, I think it was SRT mode. Yes, the SRT mode. My husband was looking at this. There's race options and all sorts of things, different ways you can set up how you want to be driving, apparently, which is kind of cool. I'm afraid to. I just want to do a regular mode here. But if you wanted to do eco, it changed that a little bit. And valet, I guess that's pretty cool. Valet is if you you're going to give your vehicle to someone else driving, you don't want them going crazy with it. That's kind of cool. But yeah, you can do a few different things on here. I just put me back in regular mode. I want to be in mom mode. That's right. You can change the different ones up here too. So if you're towing something, you can tell it, hey, I'm towing snow. If you're in snow, auto, custom, sport. So really, it will change to whatever your type of driving that you're doing. So I think that's kind of cool. So let me open the trunk here, show ya. It's got the wiper, and I've been shopping today. So one of the things that it has is the third row seating, and I was concerned about how I was going to be able to get those seats down, and I want to show you how I did it from the rear of the vehicle. It's got this strap here, you see that? You can pull that up, and the seats are back up. And I noticed that it has this handle here. You pull it, and it lays down for you. Pretty awesome, right? And then it's got the button to close the trunk. And let me move some of the stuff. We went shopping today. And it has this compartment on the bottom, and it says push. So you can push this, and this comes up, and you can pull it, and there is storage here if you wanted to hide something. And in here also, this will stay open, it won't. Okay, is where your jack is. See that? The jack is there as well. So that's pretty cool that is hidden down in there as well. There is another 12 volt if you needed to plug in. You can see there's even cup holders back there for the people in the back, and there's a strap here to hold stuff, and the cargo net. So let's look at the other side too. It's kind of cold. All right. So it's just really pretty. I didn't show you the grill. Now, I really like looking at grills of cars because I always think that that's how they smile. You can always see the smile of the car. So this is the interior of that, or exterior. And one thing I noticed this morning, because it was covered in snow, is that these here, oh, these feel warm. These were vented, so they were blowing out air. So it is a nice performance vehicle. So So let's take a look inside.